Yeah, very good morning. So sorry for the delay due to some technical reasons. Yeah, you got the information. Yeah, very good. So let's start with the web service example. That is how the web services will be devoted, how they are developed to serve in the scenario, how the few changes are being made in the CFMX that web services are created using the components, and each CF function tag in the web services are created with the web service component that it needs to make an attribute with the access insert remote and an attribute that is a return type. So whatsoever the return type that is used, so that makes our service component with the attribute access equals to remote, and then return type for attribute return type is a string boolean, a number, and so on. And except for these two contribute or conditions, the web service component looks like and works as an ordinary component and may consider as an external component from an CFMX developer point of view. So whatsoever the point of view contain that is available, that will be stored in the CFMX. Now let's take an example that quite similar to the example expressed or discussed in connection with the component. So use of our service is referred as a service consumptions, and whatsoever the application needing support from a web service, that must also have a way to call on the service. So whatsoever the application server we have used, just as in case if it should apply of one of the components, so use the CF invoke tag. And however, in the case of calling our service component, the tag must contain an attribute. So whatsoever the component we are using, or whatsoever the invoke function we are using, that must contain the URL of the WSDL of the service. That WSDL will be provided by the CFMX admin of the consuming server, and the usage for this one is embedded in the template for the consuming application. And whatever the calling is illustrated, that is illustrated by the access number.cfm template, which requests a unique access code and displays a resultant code, we can say the received code for the client who want to see the example. And template is very clear to be used in the component example. The only difference is that other attributes in the CF invoke tag, it is used with the web service, and the return variable are also the required attributes. So whatsoever the web service we are using, or whatsoever we are supposed to get the registered by the CFMX admin. So they are using or consuming the server and name alias, that is the access number, which is the access number.cfm, CF invoke, web service, access number, method is a main, return variable access number. Then next is the CF invoke will be closed and the center. Then within the H2, font color is again given as a 000FF, and the vacant access number is given as the font will be closed. H2 will be closed, and the CF output will be closed over here. And when we open the CF output, we can display the access number with this. After that, the CF output will be closed. So there are two variables, there are two attributes. One is the web service, one is the return variable that is invoked within the CF invoke tag. And the web service is supposed to be registered by the CFMX admin of the consuming servers. So this is the CF output, this is the exit number, and the CF output will be closed, enter will be closed. And based on this same way as a local computers or component, the web services can be called in an alternative way. What are the ways? By means of the CF object, which the function used. What is the function? That is a create object function. And this web service known to the application server as access number differs from the local components, that is access number.csv. So this introduced above by the function tag remotely called, and these remaining functions are called within the attribute within the component that must be used with the no changes, or that needs no changes. This is the web service access number. CF component hint is given as a component returns an unused access number in the interval. Then main will be opened. Then CF function hint that controls the process. Main is main access number, that is again the remote. Return type is any. Then fifth and the sixth part. And about the implementation of the example to demonstrate how they are used, how they have done, that needs a client and the two servers, that needs an application server consuming the web service of the city. So there are two parts. One is a client, one are the two server that makes an application server consuming the web service. So these two parts contain a client as well as a server that makes the application server consuming the web services. Yes, whatsoever the function they are called up, whatsoever the data they are profiling up, they are using the application server then consuming the service of the another. And this is how we can copy and paste with the CF object tag, and that is a challenging task which will be completed out by means of the CF project tag. And there are so many ways of constructing and using the components. So RBB discussed some of them in the chapter number 22, and this builds on the UDF in discussed within the RBB. And whatsoever out with this suggestion that is used to recognize how this project will be maintained, or if you maintain this project, how it will be carried out, how it will be going up. So you are supposed to recognize your project that will be implemented by the components. So you are welcome to study the WSDL of as well and invoke the web service that is also called from an application on your own computer. So there are few parts that will be recognized. There are few implementation that will be used by means of components, and these components are read out with a suggestion that is carried out. Now next is the bibliographic for the further study. That is the end of this chapter. Yeah, in this exercise you have to create the UDF and the RBB. And this RBB includes the constructing the function that will be discussed in the UDF that is explained over here. That is how we क्या हुआ फिर गया नेट